Today in Sports Report, in football, the effectiveness of the first game of the country's championship is on the outer limits. Boxing, the national team of Kazakhstan is training on the base of the unique academy of boxing, AIBA. The hero of the program, Emil Umaev, the sportsman who creates himself. In the second tournament of the Kazakhstani Premier League, the Kostanay Tobol drew in the match with the Taldykorgan Zhytissu. Because of the problem with the turf of the football field in Taldykorgan, the Zhytissu footballers decided to hold the match in Almaty. So the match was not of the host, the teams were practically on the same position. Both teams didn't start the championship as they wanted. That is why the fight for leadership from the first minutes was really serious. Not everything depended on the mastership of the footballers on that day, because the night's snowfall spoiled the quality of the turf of the Almaty stadium a little. The Kostanay players started the game nervously and re-insured. Thus, in the first minutes of the match, some corner and dangerous penalty attacks were performed at the gate of Tobol. However, the defense of Kostanay acted without mistakes. In the middle of the first time, Zhytissu might have made the best moment in the game. Despotovic ran on the right side and found Savic in the penalty area. In a full-time duel of the Serb, the winner of Petukhov became the last one. After several outbreaks of activity, the match moved to a less spectacular track. The footballers tried to perform dangerous attacks, but were rare. The defenders were more successful, who without any problem could deal with unpretentious swoops of their rivals. Tobol tried to succeed at the expense of long-range kicks, but they needed accuracy. The first 40 minutes were fixed with a boring 0-0 on the scoreboard. I think we have lost 2 points today. We must have won the game. That is my first impression. At the beginning of the second time, the nature of the game changed, although Tobol looked more active. Kick into the touch of Zhumaskaliev became the final protracted of the attacks of the Kostanay players, but the ball flew over the crossbar. In fact, the captain of Tobol was one of the most active and was keen to beat the gate of Petukhov. Continuing shooting from a distance, the guest didn't demonstrate accuracy, and again a round shot passed by. The energy of the players was being lost and more turmoil took place during the game. Tobol had a sharp counterattack. Bugayev, outstripping the goalkeeper, put the ball under the kick of Shimkovic, but the Austrian legionary kicked above the goal. The match was ending, the guests were continuing to besiege the box of Petukhov, and in one of the moments the ball was under the control of Klimavicius. It should have been a goal, but Arunas proved the opposite. Then another dangerous penalty took place, performed by Tobol in the artless shot of the player of Zhytissu after one of the rarest counterattacks of his team. As the head coach of Tobol said, especially his team had lost 2 scores in the duel, and Zhytissu drew the second match and twice with dry scores. In the following tournament, Tobol accepts Okshetbes, and Zhytissu will be sent to Kairat as a guest.
Конечно, хотели выиграть, это домашняя игра была, в принципе, настраивались выиграть.
Of course we wanted to win. In general, it was our home game. We tried. Unfortunately, in the first time, we couldn't realize 2 moments. In the second time, exactly in the second part of the second time, the game was on a collision course. Tobol and us had chances to score. I think the result is natural. There is a unique training sports complex in the scenic foothills of the Ili Alatau of the Almaty region, which has no analogues in the world. It is the World Boxing Academy, AIBA. It was opened in September of last year, and since that time, training meetings and seminars for coaches and referees from all over the world have been taking place. The complex is equipped with everything which is necessary for the organization of a quality training process, rest and holding competitions. The academy consists of 2 buildings, one of which is residential, equipped with double rooms and can accommodate more than 170 people. And the second one is a training sports center. It has a training ring, an Olympic ring, a swimming pool, a gym, a conference room, classrooms and a medical center. Besides, there is a playing field, a tennis court, and basketball and volleyball playgrounds. The academy is super. I'm very surprised. I think there isn't one like this anywhere. The national team of Kazakhstan boxing at the head of Mirzagali Aidjanov has started its pre-Olympic season with a friendly match with the national teams of Iran and Russia. Of course, it took place in the walls of the World Boxing Academy. The first numbers of the national team, Kairat Irailiyev and Ivan Dichko, and also the boxers of the third tier of the Kazakhstani team, were set to compete. The representatives of the national teams of Iran and Russia came with their first numbers for the meeting. For Irailiyev and Dichko, the above start became a warm-up in anticipation of participation in the World Series of Boxing with the club Astana Arlans. According to the results of the friendly match, the Kazakhstani boxers won with the score 6-4. The national team of Iran came a week ago. We held some training with them. Today we are having a friendly match with the Russian team. I think it is a good start of this season. This was the first fight since 2014. As usual, we started the season with a match of 4 countries. Unfortunately, 2 countries couldn't come. We thank the national team of Russia for coming here and supporting us. The 2015 season is very important for all sportsmen. Because of the conquest of the license for the 4-year head start in Brazil, not everyone will be able to get the permit. On the way to the Olympic Games, the boxers will have to perform in the Asian Championship in midsummer in Thailand. And the most important start of the season is waiting for them in October, a licensed World Cup in Qatar.
Біздің басты жарысымыз ол әлем чемпионаты. Ал әлем чемпионаты ол Олимпиада жолдан берілетін әлем чемпионаты.
The most important competition this year is the World Championship, in which a license for the Olympic Games will be played. Trainings for the World Cup have already started. Before this start, we'll have various international tournaments where our boxers will also have the chance to perform. Now we are in the Academy of Boxing, in which our training camps are taking place. The athletes here are provided with all conditions, the highlands and fresh air. The guys are charged with positive energy and they are getting in shape. On the whole, we're planning to hold a minimum of 3 or 4 meetings a year.
Жігіттеріміз 21 күнге келеді. Ал енді одан да бөлек келіп тұрамыз. Жылына бұл жерде кемінде 3-4 рет оқу-жаттығу жиын өткіземіз.
The permit to Rio de Janeiro will also be played in the largest world tournaments as WSB and APB, in which our boxers are demonstrating good results. Our boxer Berik Abdrahmanov in the tournament of APB could reach the final in the weight category to 60 kilos, beating the Uzbek sportsman, and provided himself with the first ticket for the Olympic Games in 2016. The problematic weight category for our national team is still the weight category to 91 kilos. This is the only position in which the Kazakhstani sportsmen have never made their way to the Olympics.
91 килограмм әлі бір олимпиадаға бармаған, ол бәрімізді ойландырады. Онымен жұмыс істелініп жатыр.
The permit for the Olympic Games in the weight category to 91 kilos has never been won by Kazakhstan. It makes us think seriously. We have a champion of Asia 2013 in this weight category. He was also a champion of the Asian Games 2014. It is Anton Pinchuk. Now he has been demonstrating good results in the tournament APB. He is a third in the rating, and we rely on him. There is also a good boxer in the WSB who performs for the club Astana Arlans with the same weight category, Vasily Levit. Time will show which of them will take the lead.
Жігіттерден үміт күтеміз. Енді қайсысы топ жарады, қайсысы олимпиада жолдама алатын, оны уақыт еншісін.
Now the men's national team is training and preparing for the important starts of the season. New fights and bid opportunities are ahead. We'll know very soon if our boxers are able to repeat the success of the 2013 championship in Almaty. At that time, the Kazakhstani boxers won 4 gold, 2 silver, and 2 bronze medals. The fighter who cannot lose is the worst fighter. The best fighter is the one who can win after a defeat. 12-time champion of Kazakhstan, silver and bronze medalist of the World Championship, Asian champion in Thai boxing, is Emil Umaev, and he understands the depth of these words. The history of a young and prospective sportsman started 7 years ago. That time, no one among his relatives could imagine that this young boy would be the member of the national team and defend the honor of the country in the world arenas.
В мир спорта попал, ну не знаю, может, я с детства такой активный был, мне надо было куда-то энергию девать, то есть постоянно.
I came to the world of sport in my childhood. I was very active. I had to spend my energy on something. I did many types of sports as boxing, wrestling, swimming, dancing, chess. I did all of them. Roughly, I was a nomad. Once I came to the gym and saw my coach, Tan Shanlo Idir, I said to my coach that I was not going to fight in the competitions. He winked at me and said, "Let's see, okay?" The coach put me in sparring. I got hit well, and perhaps something started seething inside me. And I promised myself not to stop until I hit back. Having felt rivalry and the bitter taste of defeat, Emil set goals for the future. Usual training in sport becomes common, and your efforts start bearing their fruit.
Он пришел практически никакой сюда. Соответственно, первые тренировки ему было...
When he came here, first he was nobody. Accordingly, the first trainings were hard. I even remember in a couple of months he became a leader. He started in a preparatory group, and now he is in the national team of the Republic of Kazakhstan. It says a lot. At the age of 17, Emil went to the World Cup among adults, and there was a small chance to win. In a year, he went to the World Championship, but lost to the Thai boxer by KO. That defeat taught the young fighter to reveal the qualities of a real man.
Каждое мое поражение, оно не убивает меня, оно делает меня.
Each defeat doesn't kill me, it makes me stronger. I mean, after each defeat, I start thinking twice. It is easy to become a champion, but harder to keep this title. Many people say that I am a champion, but try to keep the title. Every time when I lose, I start thinking and training more. Life is your personal duel in the ring, where you have to fight against your fears and wrestle with yourself. The defeat can cost your life. That's why it's incredibly important to have the ability to take a punch. Emil Umaev is a fighter who lives with such a philosophy. He's ready to confidently move forward and reach his goals. As a Thai coach said, technique and power doesn't play an important role. It is more important to have a heart. If you have noticed, many technical and physical fighters lose. Why? Because of absence of character. The most important is to display fortitude. If you know how to take a punch, how to attack, and know how to think, you'll win. Besides his coach, friends, and sibling, his mother's opinion and support were very important for Emil, who always believed in her son. First of all, it is my mom who always supports me, although she says that I must leave it and I mustn't do it. But in her heart, she supports me. Time passed and she had to accept it, because I started doing professional sport. She always says, no matter you win or lose, you're my champion. Year by year, gaining more experience, Emil dreamed to win the champion's title. There were silver and bronze medals, but he couldn't win the medal of the highest level. In 2013, Umaev went to the Asian Championship, and at last, here, the highest step of the podium was subdued.
Я давно таки мечтал, даже у меня, не знаю, как там, может, организм чувствовал, мы когда были в Таиланде.
I have dreamed about it for a long time. Perhaps my organism felt something when we were in Thailand. I was sleeping and the anthem of Kazakhstan was in front of me constantly. I woke up and my body was covered with goosebumps. I don't know why I experienced it. I told it to nobody and kept it in my mind. Our head coach, Ilkhan Imankulovich, says, "Do my fighters, you can." I said to myself that I would win the tournament. In the final duel, Umaev's opponent was a Thai boxer in the weight category of 75 kilos. The strong will and thirst for victory, belief in his abilities helped the sportsman to cope with his task and win the cherished champion's title. If you have to fight a Thai, it is doubtful that you'll win. You suggest an idea to yourself that you'll win. I deserve the victory, and I'll win. When the tournament completed, the podium, it's inexplainable. That was a fraction of a second. It still gives me goosebumps on my body. The person who could move the mountains started with carrying a small stone from one place to another. The first height was subdued by Emil Umaev, and hence another one will be subdued. it is important never to lose faith in yourself.